Our family installed a video security system in our home this past July.
So when I work away from home, I like to see my family if they were in the kitchen, and I'd say something to them, and I thought that was pretty cool.
On September 19th of this year, I was upstairs in my shop, and I heard my little girl go, "Daddy, Daddy, is that you?"
I sat right here, and then the cameras just went on.
What did you hear?
They started to say my name and your name.
I walked down my stairs, and I saw my daughter sitting on the couch, and I could hear the cameras going off. There was more than one voice. So they would speak in French and then go back and speak to my daughter. "We know your daddy's not home. Go get Brooklyn." A sheer panic went over me, and that's when I called my husband.
When Brooklyn called me and told me that we were getting hacked, my heart dropped. So I immediately told her to hang up the phone, to dial 911.
911 told me to grab my children and get out the house. We ran out the front door, and they started talking through the doorbell. "Come back inside, where are you?" I had my 1-year-old in my arm and my 8-year-old in between my legs, crying. The police came, the cameras went off again, and they said, "Oh, Mrs. Texas, you called the police on us." The police said, "Who are you?" And all of the voices and all of the cameras started laughing, and it was the scariest day of my life.
She thought it was the scariest day of her life, but just 2 weeks later, the nightmare got worse when the hacker contacted Brooklyn on social media.
About 2 weeks after that initial attack, I received a message on a social media platform, and it said, "Brooklyn, I want to ask you a question."
I told my wife to go ahead and answer, and they admitted that they were the hackers.
They started saying, "We just wanted to let you know that your password had been stolen." And I said, "Okay, I get your point. You scared us. Find a new hobby." As soon as I sent that message, things turned for the worse. He said, "Since you would like to act like a little now we're entering into phase 2. We are now going to be taking action against you. Let's see the cops stop what they can't see."
15 minutes later, I received a phone call. There was a voice message that was left.
"Make sure to tell Brooklyn she's dead."
I heard it over and over again. It said, "Make sure to tell Brooklyn she's dead."
"Make sure to tell Brooklyn she's dead."
Everything got very real. I was afraid that there was somebody truly after my wife.
This wasn't a silly person hacking into a camera system. This was someone that was out to get me. I was terrified.
Until it's happened to you, it's hard to imagine how real this gets, isn't it?
Absolutely. You don't think that anything like this would ever happen to you or your family. You see it in movies, you see it with celebrities, but not just a normal mama.
This is not like Hollywood or New York City or whatever.
Suburbia.
Yeah, and so you don't expect, how do I get found there? But you say the hacker spoke to your daughter.
Yes.
Whenever she got home from school. How did that happen?
She comes in from school, goes upstairs, says hello to me. I was in my shop working, walks downstairs, and not 5 minutes later, the cameras started beeping. And I know the beeping noise because my husband would beep in and go, "Hi, how are you? How's school?" if he's not home. But I heard men's voices, and I heard my daughter going, "Daddy, is that you? Is that you?" And I walked down the stairs, and she's sitting on the couch in camera view, and I hid behind the wall because I immediately got terrified. My heart sunk in my chest. I heard these voices. They were yelling in French, and they were saying her name, and they were telling her, "Go get Brooklyn." And I knew then that something wasn't right.
You now know that they know who you are, what your business is, where you live. They know everything about you.
Children's names.
And that's what you say about, you didn't know how to protect against this, right?
Correct. No.
Because what do? You can't go slap at the air. What do you do?
I felt very powerless. My heart dropped. Like I got this cold feeling over myself. And that's when I told her she had to hang up and dial 911.
And so because they know where y'all live and have so much information on you, you don't know whether it's safer to stay inside your home,
Right.
where they have access, or whether you can let your daughter go to school.
Right.
Are they going to show up not in the virtual world, but in the real world?